Yeah, we can start.
So, very good evening, friends. Namaste, namaskar, and for few part of the world, very good evening and good morning also. I really appreciate people who join on time, and many people are joining from USA, Canada, GCC countries, Dubai, right? So, warm welcome everyone. I will not take much time. I'll just start my session. So, let me introduce myself. My name is Gaurav Mishra. I am representing Tata AIA Life Insurance, right? And we are from NRI department. And this webinar is all about how you can invest in India and what are the opportunities lying in India, and you can opt any solution from them. So just give me a second. I'll share my screen. Pankaj, please confirm if my screen is visible.
Yes, visible.
Yeah. So once again, thank you so much for joining this webinar. This is we are representing Tata AIA Life Insurance company, which is one of the most trusted brand among the insurance industry in India and overseas also. So we have our representative office in Dubai as well, and we are expanding in future as well. So whenever we thought about anything to buy, we trust on the trusted brand, right? And Tata AIA is one of the trusted brand across the insurance industry, and we are one of the best protection seller means term insurance seller in the industry. And we have multiple solutions for our NRIs and OCI people who are already settled abroad. If I talk about what we live for, right? So we live and we earn for the safety and security of our loved ones and happiness of our loved ones and family members, right? So what we have to do, we have to ready for any situation. If we are not there, how our uh, family will survive after us, right? So we have to ready for each and any circumstances which come in future. And as a company, as an insurance seller, we are committed to help our customer to secure their family members and for their happiness. And we want you to be हर वक्त के लिए तैयार. In any situation, we have to face many difficulties. If we are not there, how our family and back loved one, how they will survive. So now I would like to tell about Tata Group. So Tata AIA is a venture of Tata Group and AIA. So first I'll tell you about what is Tata Group. So Tata Group is having legacy over 150 years, and it was founded by Jamsetji Tata in the year 1868. We retained #1 rank as a most valuable brand in Brand Finance report in 2023. Tata Sons having 66% as a philanthropic trust, which is charitable trust. So almost 66% of our Tata owned uh, companies are a philanthropic trust. Now we are in 100 plus countries. Our presence is more than 100 plus countries across 6 continents. And I am very delighted and happy to share that more than 10 lakhs employees are working in Tata Group. Tata Group are having different companies from insurance to airlines, in vehicle also. In every sector, we have one or the other company from Tata Group. So you can see this Tata Group has a 150-year legacy, and we have achieved a lot of things. One second. Now I would like to tell you about AIA. Who is AIA? AIA is an independent, publicly listed pan-Asian life insurance group. They have presence in 18 countries in Asia Pacific region. So if I'll talk about Malaysia, Singapore, Australia, New Zealand. So these are the market where AIA is working, and they are having more than 303 US billion USD as a asset, total asset. So AIA is having more than 303 USD billion as their asset. They already sold more than 41 billion in individual policy in these 18 countries and 17 million participating members of group insurance schemes. So these two companies come together and found a venture which is Tata AIA Life Insurance Company that we are representing here. So what Tata's vision? Tata's vision is to be a preeminent protection provider, which means we want each and everyone to have certain protection plan that secures your family and enabling dreams, inspiring healthier and happier lives. So we want everyone to be healthy and happy in their life. So this is what our vision is. Now I want to share certain achievement of Tata AIA Life Insurance. So we already covered more than 78 lakhs families across the globe, in which Indian families are also there and NRIs and OCI families are there. So if I'll talk about exact number, so it is 78 lakhs 20,930 families have already covered. We have already sold 4 lakh crore plus sum assured. That is, in case of any death, there is certain sum assured which the nominees or the legal heir of the family will get. We have 81,000 plus crore as a asset under management, and death claims settlement ratio as of 22-23, it is 99.01. So death claims settlement ratio means whatever death claim we receive, what is the percent we already settled, right? And in India, we are present in more than 500 plus branches across India and few offices overseas. So now I would like to show you India's growth story, uh, a very interesting video. So just give me a second.
Are America, the European Union, and China. But here is another country in the world which is moving very fast towards becoming a global superpower. This is India, the fastest growing major economy in the world. India is already considered a potential superpower due to its economic growth, population, and rapidly expanding military. In this video, we will discuss about those important points which are going to make India a superpower in future. Economic boom. 1947, when India got independence from the British Empire. India was among the poorest countries in the world. Even in 1991, India's economy was smaller than that of cities like Paris and London. But today, India's economy is much bigger than the economy of France and UK. In 2014, India's economy was ranked 10th, and today, India has become the 5th largest economy in the world, with a massive economy of $4.150 trillion. In less than 10 years, India has overtaken 5 major economies of the world like Canada, Russia, Italy, France, and Britain. India is the fastest growing major economy in the world, with an average GDP growth rate of 6.5% to 7%. The country is on the way to become the world's third largest economy, surpassing Japan and Germany by 2027. India is already the third largest economy in the world in terms of PPP GDP, with a massive economy of $14.5 trillion. Demographic favor. Last year, India overtook China to become the world's most populous country, as well as the world's new most potential superpower. India has the world's largest youth population with unlimited potential. More than 50% of India's population is below the age of 25 years, and more than 65% of its population is below the age of 35 years. Construction and infrastructure boom. Infrastructure plays a big role in the development of any country, and emerging India knows this very well. That is why India is paying more attention to its infrastructure. India is the fastest growing real estate market in the world, as well as home to the highest numbers of under-construction mega projects in the world. India is working on the biggest infrastructure project in its history, called National Infrastructure Pipeline Project, spending over $1.9 trillion, which is more than the entire economy of South Korea. And it is going to change everything from building world-class infrastructure to better quality of life for people. This massive amount of $1.9 trillion is being spent between 2019 and 2025. Along with this, India is working on many other mega projects, like Bharatmala project estimated cost over $140 billion. Bharatmala is a road and highway development project aims to build solid and modern road network across the country. Sagarmala project estimated cost over $130 billion. It aims to transform India's coastal infrastructure, enhance port connectivity, and boost maritime trade and connectivity. Delhi-Mumbai Industrial Corridor estimated cost over $100 billion. Delhi-Mumbai Industrial Corridor is a mega infrastructure project covering an overall length of 1483 km between the political capital and the business capital of India, Delhi and Mumbai. 100 Smart Cities project estimated cost over $100 billion. 100 Smart Cities is an urban development project with the mission to develop smart cities across the country, making them sustainable, modern, and citizen-friendly. Along with this, India is working on many other mega projects by spending billions of dollars. Rapid expanding military. After USA, Russia, and China, the Indian military is the fourth most powerful military in the world. With a budget of almost $82 billion, India is the fourth largest military expenditure in the world. Over 1.4 million active personnel, over 1.1 million reserve personnel, and more than 2.5 million paramilitary. In terms of total military personnel, India is the world's largest army with more than 5.3 million military personnel, and the world's second largest active army with 1.4 million active personnel. India is also a nuclear-armed country. The country has some of the most powerful nuclear weapons in the world. India is expanding and modernizing its military rapidly. India imports the largest military arms in the world. Also, the country is one of the largest arms producers in the world. India exports military equipments to more than 145 countries. Rapid industrialization. India is rapidly modernizing its infrastructure by spending billions of dollars, due to which India's logistics cost is falling, and big companies from across the world are starting their production in India. Even in 2021, India has overtaken USA and become the second most attractive manufacturing destination in the world after China. India has the world's largest low-cost workforce, and one of the largest market in the world, as well as the government of India, is giving $1 billion in initiatives to companies to start their production and business in India, due to which big companies of the world are getting attracted to India for their production and business. That is why India has become the fastest growing major stock market in the world. With an industrial output of more than $900 billion, India is already among the world's top 5 most industrialized countries and is moving rapidly towards becoming the world's third most industrialized country, with an expected industrial output of over $3 trillion by 2030. Science and technology. Emerging India has a strong focus on science and technology. India ranked third among the most attractive investment destination for science and technology. The country is the biggest provider of IT services and third largest provider of software services, as well as one of the largest producer of hardware and software. The world's fastest growing startup ecosystem. In 2014, India had only 400 startups, and today India has more than 90,000 startups, which makes India the largest startup ecosystem in the world. The Indian Space Research Organization is among the top 5 most successful space agencies. By the beginning of 2024, ISRO has successfully launched over 436 foreign satellites for 38 different countries and successfully launched over 150 Indian origin satellites. There are only 4 countries in the world that have developed advanced technology called anti-satellite weapon, and India is one of them. India has the capability to destroy the communication systems of any country in the world by destroying their satellites in the space. The fastest growing major economy, the fastest growing major stock market, the fastest growing startups ecosystem, the fastest growing real estate market. There is no doubt that India is preparing itself as a future global superpower.
So, as you saw this audio video about the India's growth story, now I would like to show you how Indian market exactly working. So give me a second. So if I'll talk about India and a global economy, in this slide, clearly you can see the comparison between different major countries and the growth prediction of the GDP, right? So in a green row, third number India is there, highlighted by a yellow color. So from 2016 till now, you can see the GDP growth prediction. It is as higher as we can see, right? And if we compare with another countries, India is doing very well in terms of GDP growth prediction. If I'll talk about equity market, here also you can see the comparison with another 14 indices across the globe like UK, USA, Japan, Hong Kong, Singapore, Korea, Canada, China, Abu Dhabi, Germany, Brazil, Australian market, and South African market. So we have comparison of 20 years and 20 years and 15 years as a long-term record return, because we cannot compare in a short term. Short term, any market can give uh, good returns, but if we talk about long term, then a steady and guaranteed uh, will be there, that how much we can expect. So this is the annualized 15-year returns you can see in a green and white highlighted box, which is 14.1%, and in 20 years return it is 13.3%. And if you see another other countries and their indices, so it is somewhat 3% is there, 7% is there, 10% is there. But if I talk about India, India is outperformed in longer term. Similarly, if we talk about guaranteed or fixed income returns, still India is giving 6.5% in comparison with another major economy like USA, UK, UAE, Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, and Hong Kong. India's returns are 6.5% and above. My request is to, you can write in the chat box whatever the doubts are there, or you can write your name, your country of resident, and who invited you for this webinar. So it will give us a confirmation that people from across the globe are joining this webinar. So once again, thank you. You can write it. Now, my question is, do you know what is HLV? I'm sure many people will know, and I'm sure many people doesn't know about HLV. So in a insurance world, HLV is nothing but a human life value. What is human life value? Human life value is nothing but in any circumstances, something happens to the head of the family and he is no more. Means something went wrong and he is no more. Then to live the same lifestyle, the family will live the same lifestyle. Never knows, if there is no money, then definitely they will survive. So HLB is required. If head of the family is not there, then the family can live same lifestyle. In general way, whatever your annual income into 20 times is your HLB. So for example, if a person is earning 1 crore a year, then definitely he should have 20 crores of the cover, protection cover or life insurance cover. So if anything happens to this person, the family will get 20 crore and they can at least survive for few years in the same lifestyle. So to give higher sum assured, we are offering 100 crore of sum assured. This is highest in the industry in India, and we have multiple product which can give you 100 crore sum assured. So I have few example, and this offer is valid till 31st of July. So we have next 4-5 days to offer you 100 crore of sum assured. So this is the best product for 100 crore of sum assured. I have taken an example of 10 crore. The product name is MRSS, Maharaksha Suraksha Supreme. So here in example, I have taken an example of a customer who resides overseas. His age is 40. He wants a sum assured of 10 crores. He opted a premium paying term of 10 years and total policy term, which means up to his age 100. So his age now his age is 40 and total policy term is 60. So up to his age 90, he is covered with a death benefit of 10 crore. His annual premium is 9.14 lakh, and we are offering GST waiver also and digital discount also. So first year premium is 8.23 after all the discounts. So for example, he paid 10 years, total premium will be somewhat around 90 or 95 lakhs in total. If anything happens at the age of 90, so in the example, he is no more at the age of 90, his nominee will get 10 crores. He paid 95 lakhs around and his family is getting 100 crore. So this is how MRSS is working. And this is the comparison of term insurance premium. If I talk about USA, UK, Singapore, UAE, you can clearly see India is having the cheapest premium rates if compared to major economies or major countries. So here only 4 countries are there, but in any comparison, India is having the cheapest insurance premium rates. So you can opt for this. So for different needs, we have different solutions. So retirement planning, your diamond jubilee plan, higher education, daughter's wedding, or income for married daughter. So there are multiple needs according to the age and the when your family grows. So we have multiple solutions for your multiple needs. As I mentioned about the term proposition, now we have savings proposition where we have endowment plan, which is 100% guaranteed. So you can get regular income or lump sum also. So I have taken few examples. So this is the example of our Fortune Guarantee Plus, which is 100% guaranteed solution. Here I have taken same example of 40 years male and annual premium of 5 lakhs. So first 12 years, this guy is paying 5 lakhs every year. So in first 12 years, he paid 60 lakhs. Next 5 years, he has to wait, no income, no premium. Then after completion of 17th year, he will start getting 8 lakhs 1600 rupees. 8 lakhs 1600 rupees for next 30 years. No penny less, no penny more. Guaranteed 8 lakhs 1600 rupees for next 30 years. After completion of these income 30 years, he will again get his 60 lakhs. Whatever he paid in the initial premiums, total 60 lakhs. So as a return of premium, he will get his 60 lakh back also. Now we have improvised this same plan with our rider. So here you can see same example, 5 lakhs premium, 12 years PPT, but with this rider, benefit protection rider, in case of death in first 7 years. So after 7 years, this guy is no more. Now the family will get death benefit, which is 57.5 lakhs. Then rest 5 premiums company will pay. So after 7 years, 5 premiums remaining that company will pay. And this income after 17th year, same 8 lakh 1600 rupees for next 30 years will be continue. And at the end of this 30 year, again the total 60 lakhs premium will again given to the family. So these are the 3 benefit, triple benefit in case of death, lump sum death benefit, total income of 30 years and return of premium is there. So this is called FG plus 2.0 with benefit protection rider. Now we have many pension plan also to people who are looking for a pension after their retirement. So we have Fortune Guarantee Pension, Saral Pension, Smart Annuity, Fortune Guarantee Retirement Ready. But I have taken a simple example of Fortune Guarantee Pension Plan. So here a guy of 45 years, because pension plan is start at the age of 45. So a guy who is 45 years male opting for a 12 years payment, and he opted for 20 lakhs as a premium. So first 12 years he is paying 20 lakhs every year, 5 years deferment, and then income will start. Now his income will be 32 lakhs 96,400 rupees guarantee till his age 116. So it is whole life. You can see it is whole life. Once maybe he dies at the age of 105, till his age he will get 32 lakhs 96,400 rupees guarantee. And after his death, whatever he paid as a premium, so in first 12 years he paid 20 lakhs every year, total 2.4 crore. So his 2.4 crore will be given to the nominee after the death of the annuitant. So this is the simple example of our pension plan. And as a company, we are offering some benefit to our NRIs and OCI client. So upfront GST waiver. In case you are paying your premium from NRE account, or we have flexibility that you can pay your premiums in any currency. So for example, Venkatesh, who is my colleague. So for example, Venkatesh is sitting in USA and he wants to invest with me in Tata AIA life insurance. He doesn't have any account in India. So still Venkatesh can pay his premium from his Bank of America's account from USD. I will receive in USD, then I will invest in my plan accordingly. But he can have this flexibility that he can pay in USD. At the time of maturity or at the time of any income, I will return this maturity or income in same currency or different currency. So for example, Venkatesh is still in USA at the time of income, I will give him in USD. If Venkatesh changes the country, so for example, he shifted to any European country, then I can give him in euros as well. So this is the flexibility Tata AIA is offering. And if you pay from your NRI account or from overseas account, the example I gave, we will waive off your GST charges. So in any savings plan, GST charges is 4.5% for the first year, and for the rest of the year, it is 2.25. In term plan, the GST charges are 18% that we will waive completely. We have different empaneled medical arrangement also. So in few countries we have tie-up. In case any physical medical comes, then also we will arrange for you. But there are certain premium, uh, yearly premium is there. So up to such premium, we can arrange this medical arrangement for you. The total documentation process will be digital. No need of sending any hard copy. We will do each and every process in digital way only. So from documentation till payment and everything will be digitally. This is the slide which can show what are the documents required from an NRI or OCI. So all pages of your passport, including visa, work visa, any foreign address proof. If PAN card is not available, then no issue. If Aadhaar card is not available, then no issue. Aadhaar and PAN card is not mandatory. In place of Aadhaar, Form 60 is there. Aadhaar is not mandatory for NRIs and OCI. Even if you don't have any address of India, that is also not mandatory. Any Indian account is not mandatory. So if you totally cut down your relation from India and permanently settle there, must be taking citizenship of any country, still you can invest in India. Right? Photo, nominee details. If you are mariner, you are working on the ship, then your CDC and contract letter. If you already settled and get the citizenship, or your child is born there, and or their next generation also, though. So OCI and PIO, people can give us OCI and PIO card. So these are the simple document which we ask for login purpose. So from my side, stay protected. Now we are ready for question and answer. If you are having any questions and answer, you can write it in the Q&A or chat box. We are ready for your question and answer. So Venkatesh, if you can check any question.
Yeah, we have a question from customer. I will read out the questions.
Just a second, I'll just check. Dinesh sir, are you there?
Yeah, Dinesh sir is also joined.
I'm there.
Okay. Yeah.
Namaskar, everyone.
Yeah. Good evening, sir.
So we have a question from Mr. Sridhar. He from
So
USA.
let me just introduce Dinesh sir.
Yes.
Dinesh sir is our vice president, and by profession he is CA. He is expert in NRI taxation. So you can ask any question, he can answer. Yeah, Venkatesh.
Yeah, sir. So I will read out the question from Mr. Customer, Mr. Sridhar. He is asking about dollar pricing comparison. So how we will protect about the dollar pricing deviation? That is what the question from him.
Understood. So namaskar, everyone. Thank you. First of all, I appreciate all of you have taken out time from your weekends, and you have come for this webinar. I'll straight away jump into the question. What I understand from the question is that, and I read through the chat also, that is the investment protected through the Indian rupee depreciation or dollar appreciation, the other way. So the answer is no. But I will share with you a detailed answer for us to understand how this investment works in case you invest in from your US dollar account. So Gaurav, if you have the slide, we'll project and we'll answer. So I'll just talk about this question more in detail. because this not only comes from people living in the US, it also comes from people living in UAE and Saudi and few other countries where the currency is pegged with the US dollar. So I also had the same question some 25 years back, that why people invest in India when they know, and there is a background, very clearly a history, that the Indian rupee is depreciating against US dollar. But I had a privilege to ask a lot of big business people as well as long-term investors in India. And when I posed this question, they answered in a different way, which I want to articulate here. So they say that, yeah, we all know that Indian rupee is depreciating, but when you invest money, you also have to look at what is the returns on your investment you get from India, and compare that with the returns which you get in the US. And and you also look at what has been the depreciation of Indian rupee over few years, and deduct it from the Indian return. So let's say, for example, India gives approximately in an equity market, let's say 14%. You would have seen this the slide. And if you look at the current slide, which is displayed by Gaurav, is that the US dollar, since last 20 years, it has moved from 44 to 80 to 83 now, 83 and a half. If you do a CAGR calculation, you will find it is the depreciation is approximately 2.8, 2.7%. And because you are not investing in lump sum in a life insurance policy, you invest over a period of time in staggered manner. Therefore, your depreciation actually comes down. So usually it is between 2.2 to 2.3%, sometimes 2.35. Now, if I get return of 14% from my equity investment in India, and I deduct 2.4% or 2.3% from this, I still get around 11.7, 11.8% kind of rate of return from my Indian investment. However, if I compare that a return of 15 years or 20 years in the US equity market, you would have seen this approximately 6.5 to 7% kind of rate of return in equity market. Now you may say, oh, why not 2 years, 3 years, 5 years? Since COVID, it has given the equity market has given a decent return, very nice return. However, if you look at equity market of US in last 5 years and compare that last 5 years market of India, you will not you will find the same difference between India and the US market. So because this investment is a long-term investment, we have taken 20-25 years kind of horizon, and therefore you will find 14 minus 2.5 to 3% also depreciation. You still get 11.5% return, and you would have got, and if you would have invested in the US market, you would have got approximately 6.5 to 7%. And therefore people say that even after I reduce depreciation of Indian rupee over US dollar, over years, I'm able to generate little higher return in India than what I could have earned in the US. And this does not mean that the person will invest all his money in the from US to India. It is that you invest in X amount, let's say 5 to 10% of your investable surplus in India to get a little higher return than what you could get in the US. Now, future is always uncertain. This is a past trend. Nobody can predict what is going to happen in future, and I don't want to predict future because I am no person to predict it. However, we can only see the past trends, and past trend clearly showcase that there is a decent amount of difference of returns in India than what you get in the US, even if you invest in Indian rupee. That's why my recommendation is that you should invest approximately 5 to 10% of your net surplus or net disposable income in Indian, in Indian markets, maybe equity. Similarly, if you look at the debt, which is fixed income instrument, the difference is also in similar way. The Indian debt market or fixed income market gives you approximately 6.5 to 7%, and in the US long-term fixed income, I'm not saying bonds, which are lump sum invested for 10 years, they still give 4%. But if you look at investment in a staggered manner over a long 20-25 years, you still in those kind of instruments, you still get approximately 1.5%. Now, difference between 6.5 minus 2.5% of depreciation also, you still are getting around 4, and what you get 1.5% in the US. So therefore, there is a difference in both fixed income instrument as well as equity markets. So that's a long story, but that's the answer which I want to share.
Yeah. So we have next question. Any TDS would be deducted on pension income?
Sure. So there are two parts of it. Number one, if you live in the US, UK, UAE, Saudi, Middle East countries, and many other countries where India has signed a double taxation avoidance agreement with that country. Most of the countries are such, which are developed nations and European, American, as well as Middle East countries. There, in case of a pension product, whatever TDS was supposed to be deducted will not be deducted because you can share your tax residency certificate of your country. Pension is a taxable income, not only in India, in all countries. There are few exceptions, except for Middle East countries where there is no personal income tax. So if you share your tax residency certificate in the year of receiving the pension, we will not deduct TDS, neither it will be taxable income in India. Because as per the treaty between India and that country, let's say US or UK or maybe other countries of Europe, Middle East, it says that the pension will be taxable in the country of residence of that individual. So we will not deduct TDS. It is not taxable income in India. However, you have to pay tax in your resident country basis your country's taxation norms.
So we have next question. Can we give plans to PIO person?
Sure. Gaurav, you may answer this question.
Yeah.
Sure.
So we can give it to normal NRIs also, OCI also, and even PIO also. Up to 4 generation, we consider people as a OCI and PIO, and we can give if you have any relations proof with your parent, like if you don't have any Indian document, but your parents does or your grandparents does. So if these documents are available or OCI PIO card is there, then definitely we can give up to 4 generation as a OCI and PIO.
I'll just want to add here, PIOs and OCIs. Nowadays, PIOs are all automatically converted to OCIs. OCI card holders can do each and everything in India. What a Indian citizen can do. There is no visa required to come to India or whatever want to do, except for 2-3 things. Number one is you can't vote in general elections. You can't buy an agricultural land. You can't hold peculiar positions in the government. Rest everything you can do whatever an Indian citizen can do in India. So privileges are all there. So hence you are eligible to invest in Indian life insurance products.
Yeah. So one more question is there. Joining from Toronto, Canada, do you have any product suitable for a 26-year-old single professional? Happy to also take any financial advice you would have for me with your experience too. Thanks. Yeah, this is the question.
Sure. So Gaurav, if you can name, I'll answer.
Vinuthan.
Okay. Mr. Vinuthan, thank you. I appreciate you have put your question. And let me tell you that each and every person and individual has a different need. So you may have a different need in a similar age of yours. Maybe another person has a different need. Could be that a person wants to retire early, and you may want to work for long, and you want to safeguard for your, maybe next generation, or you want to safeguard your own, kind of, if I say need of money, maybe after 10 years, 15 years. So depending on the need, you may have to, buy the life insurance product. We don't suggest on the face of just the age of the person and the profession of the person. And we what we do is our advisor discuss with you in detail and understand your requirement. Post understanding, the person suggests the suitable product. There are array of products available. All products are good, but every product is suitable for different need, and hence suggesting a different a product without understanding your need will not justify the profession which we are in, and hence my recommendation is that that you speak with the advisor who has invited you, and he will pose you some questions. You please answer that, and post this, he will be able to judge and understand your need, and accordingly, recommend the correct life insurance product.
Yeah. So next question is that a person is working in Germany from last 8 months. He hasn't paid any, he hasn't filed any ITR till now. So what can he provide as a financial documents?
Okay, so absolutely there is no problems at all. Filing income tax return is one way of showcasing the income document. There are other income documents which can there are other documents which can justify income of a person. Like if you are a salaried person, then your salary slips along with bank statement which showcase that there is a entry of, or there is a income received in your bank account from that employer. If you are a self-employed or a businessman, then you would have your bank statement and also would have your profit and loss account, balance sheet, and other final accounts. So you can share that also. If you have rental income, then that also would be available to see in the bank statement. So your bank statement and your income from salary or your professional income, uh, these documents could suffice the requirement of judging or judgment of the income.
Yeah. So one question is there any Sharia investment example like mutual fund? They are having some Sharia funds.
Sure. Absolutely. We do understand there is a different need. And as I was, mentioning to the person living in Toronto, sorry for my, I forgot the name, but every person has a different need, and this is one of the need which a lot of people has, who especially lives in Middle East. So to answer in simple words, we do have two equity funds which are um, uh, you can say they are benchmarked with Nifty Sharia, which means they comply to the Sharia law, and therefore you can invest in these two funds. I'll, if you want, I can just share the name of those funds. Just give me a second, and I'll just one sec.
Pure equity fund?
No, 1 second. There are two funds. I'll forgot the names of those funds, but if you can give me 1 minute, I'll tell you. Yeah. So Select Equity Fund and Future Select Equity Fund. These are the two funds of Tata AIA Life which are compliant to Sharia laws. I'll repeat. Select Equity Fund and Future Select Equity Fund.
Okay. One more question is there. If I invested in USD, can we give the maturity in USD itself, or it is just death benefit?
Okay. So as per so payment in foreign currency is regulated by Reserve Bank of India, because that only regulates the currency exchange. As per Reserve Bank of India guidelines on life insurance management, in short form it is called as LIM. It mentions very clearly that any proceeds of life insurance policies for which the life insurance company has received the premiums in any currency apart from Indian rupee, then the life insurance company can pay any proceeds of that life insurance product or policy in any foreign currency of the claimant's choice. Now, in simple words, in summary, if you have paid all the premiums in foreign currency apart from Indian rupee, then the life insurance company can pay you back in any currency of your choice, whether it is maturity, whether it is survival benefits, whether it is living benefits, redemption of policy, or unfortunate event of death. In that situation, the death claim also.
What happens if I change my country of residence? So for example, I am working in Singapore, or after certain years, if I come back to India, what happens to my policy?
Sure. So if your residential status from NRI change to Indian resident or vice versa, in both the situations, you have to inform the insurance company that your residential status has changed. There are two reasons to it. Number one is the income tax laws, because Income Tax Act, Income Tax Act is makes the payment different, or the TDS regulations are different for non-residents and residents. So that's to take that benefits, you must share the latest residency, whatever your residency is. Secondly, for a foreign exchange regulations also, and because India has signed few treaties with a lot of other countries like FATCA with the US and CRS with all other countries also, we have to inform other countries about your investments in India. Same way, other country reciprocates because of this law. Hence, if you have changed your residential status, you must inform the life insurance company about your latest residential status. However, it will, but the main question is, how does it impact the life insurance policy already taken? The change in residential status does not impact your life insurance policy at all. All the benefits, all the the terms and conditions of the life insurance policy remains exactly the same what you signed at the time of taking the policy.
Last question. What documents will be given to report ITR filing in USA? So for example, I have to file. Yeah, so if I have to file ITR, my IRS in USA, what Tata gives me, what document Tata gives me to report such things in USA?
Sure. So when you redeem your life insurance policy, you will receive your income. Therefore, you will have to showcase that in your income or in your federal tax returns of the US based on the dollar rate at that time. The document which Tata AIA will give you will be your income statements. It will be given in Indian rupees. Because that investment was made in Indian rupee. So let's say, for example, you have invested in totality 1 million Indian rupees, and you would have received, let's say, 15 million rupees. Example. So your 5 million rupee is your income in that from that life insurance product. You have to divide it. You have to convert that into US dollar terms to file your federal tax return. Because the rates changes every year, so you have to look at the year in which you are filing the last dollar rate. Sorry, the dollar rate on the last day of the financial year. You have to use that rate, and Tata AIA will give you an income statement that you have received this amount of money from Tata AIA Life. This was your investment. This was your redemption value, and hence that's the income. The difference is the income.
Yeah.
That will help you filing your federal tax return.
Similar question, if a client is moving from USA to UK, terms and condition will be same, no changes in the policy?
No change.
Yeah.
Absolutely no change. Obviously, you have to inform us that you have moved from US to UK. because the regulations are different. US has the regulation signed with US is FATCA and regulation signed with UK is CRS. So we need to know which country we have to the person lives in, and therefore we need to know which country we have to report to.
So, sir, we have covered almost all the questions posted in the chat box. Is there any question from anyone you can write on the chat box? We have 2-3 minutes more. We can cover it.
Yeah, before that, dear customers, during this meeting, you will get an invitation from our distributors. So kindly register your details in the particular link. That will help for us to reach you again. So you will get a meeting link as well as a registration link. So post this meeting also you can register. Your invitee will get the information and we will reach you soon. Yeah,
Okay, so
over to
we
the-
have 2 questions. Are there any specific challenges NRI faced during the claim settlement process?
Yeah, so very important question. Life insurance products are being taken by a person to ensure that there is a smooth claims in case an unfortunate event happens, both in case of death claim as well as the living claims. I can tell you that claim process are very simple. I'll explain you in simple words about death claim. When a person unfortunately dies, then the family can share, first of all, intimate life insurance company, Tata AIA Life, about such death. We will immediately appoint a relationship manager. Now, how the claimant will inform Tata AIA Life? There are various mediums, WhatsApp chat, maybe email, maybe there is the person can visit our website, post, whatever way, or they can inform the Tata AIA advisor also. So Tata AIA advisor or representative can also intimate a life insurance company about such death claim, about such incident, and Tata AIA in turn will appoint a relationship manager for this death claim and will support the claimant in all the processes. The process remains similar whether the person would have taken a life insurance policy in the US or in the other country or in India. There are few documents obviously which are required for death claim, which are: number one is a death certificate. If the death happens due to accident or in hospital, there is a hospital record or a FIR by the respective police authority. The claim form will be required, in which we will definitely require bank account details of the claimant, in which bank the claimant wants the money to be paid. If the claim happens after 3 years of the policy, as per regulation of India, life insurance company has to pay death claim without any interrogation, without any investigation. If the death happens between first and second year policy year, then investigation may be required, because there could be some situations where the person would have done some fraud or have not informed about his current medical history and something like those. If the investigation has to happen, we will do it at our own cost, which has to be done by regulation within 6 months maximum. And usually, it is done in 15-30 days time. After this, the payment is made to the claimant as per the choice. As I mentioned, as per the RBI regulations, if the premium has been paid in foreign currency, it can be paid in foreign currency or in Indian rupee as per the claimant choice. In case of maturity claim, whatever bank account details you have mentioned to us, it will be paid directly to you in that bank account on the due date without any delay. By the way, if there is a delay which is beyond the control of Tata AIA Life, let's say there is a bank strike, the bank is no more. For example, like in the US, there were few bank like Signature Bank and others, which let's say the customer has given that bank account details to us, that bank is no more. So he has to change the bank account, right? So in case we don't get the details, we will hold back money. However, we will still pay penal interest to you for every day of delay. as per the IRDA, as per the regulations of insurance in India. So claim is very important and it is simple. In case of maturity, there is no delay from us. There is, instant payout on the date of maturity. In case of death claim, we will require some documents.
2-3 questions related to TDS and LTCG. What are the TDS and what is LTCG?
Okay, so Indian government has just announced budget for this year, this financial year. Indian year is from April till March, and there are some taxes, new taxes, withdrawal of some taxes. It's a different subject altogether. We will, if you really need it, we can have another round of discussion on that. However, in short, there is a um, uh, there is a section called number as Section 195 of Income Tax Act. It deals with withholding tax on any payment made to any taxable payment made to a non-resident. So if you are a non-resident and Tata AIA wants to give you some money which is taxable in India, then Tata AIA will deduct tax which is withholding tax. However, if it is a tax exempt money, then Tata AIA will not deduct TDS. So that is very simple. Most of the life insurance policies are tax exempted, hence we will not deduct TDS. But if there are few policies which are taxable in nature, which means like a pension plan or life insurance above 500,000 rupees of premium in a year, then we will have to deduct tax. If you are living in a country where India has signed treaty, there if you provide tax residency certificate, we will not deduct TDS. That's the simple answer. LTCG is long-term capital gain. In case of an equity investment, if the equity has given you some money which you holded for more than 1 year, then you are supposed to pay long-term capital gain tax, which was 10% earlier. Now this budget has increased to 12.5. Not big amount, but yeah, there is a change in the long-term capital gain tax, 12.5%, but still much lower than many developed nations. Like in the US, long-term capital gain on equity is 15%. So India still charges you lesser. Yeah.
TDS rates are 30% for traditional plan and 10% for unit plan, right, sir?
12.5%.
12. Sorry, now it is 12.5%. Yeah. So we have almost covered very.
So we can take 2 more questions before we wind up. I think I can see any medical examination required for term life insurance. Yes, few limits we will not require medical examinations. Our advisor will get in touch with you and explain you at your current age up to how much insurance cover you will not undergo a medical test. If there is a medical test, it can also be conducted over video. Or a physical medical test in your country if you take a very higher amount of cover. There is a question by a person called Rajesh in named is QROPS. QROPS is specifically dealt with people who lived in UK, who are no more working in UK and now permanently shifted to India. If they have a pension fund lying in the UK, they can transfer to Tata AIA Life without paying any tax in the UK. This is allowed by UK government, and it says that if you transfer your pension fund after moving back to India, then you don't have to pay tax. You can just transfer your money from the UK to India. What about US? Sorry, US does not allow transfer of pension from US to India. Only UK, France, Germany, and few more European countries do allow transfer of pension funds. US currently does not allow any pension fund transfer if the person moves out of the US.
India to US. Yeah. So we have covered all the question and answer. And my suggestion for you that you can connect with the advisor who invited you in this webinar. They can understand your need and guide you accordingly. So my recommendation to all the advisors who are there, please contact your respective customer as well and understand their needs and design the solution as per their need. Any words, Dinesh sir, to end
Yeah,
this?
sure. So as I mentioned during my questions answers session, that different people will have different needs, and you will have your personal need would be very different than any other person in a similar age group or the income group. So my recommendation is that take out half an hour time from your busy schedule, maybe during this weekend itself when you are not occupied for your work. You can get in touch with the advisor or the person who has invited you, and he or she will be able to understand your particular need, your situation, and suggest accordingly, maybe a suitable life insurance product, maybe an array of one or two, maybe a little more as per your need, and hence you can take advantage of investing in India. As clearly mentioned by Gaurav some time back and then reiterated by me, India offers you a much better return than your country, and that's why billions and billions of dollars are coming to India in terms of investment because of higher rate of interest and higher rate of returns, both in equity and fixed income instrument side. Take advantage of that because you are a non-resident of India. You still hold Indian citizenship if you are an NRI, and if you are not, if you are an OCI, you still have roots from India. You are eligible to invest in India. There are people who are, if I say, who are foreigners to India. They also wants to invest in India, and they take much better benefits. You are connected with India, and therefore you must take the most advantage of that situation. So thank you so much, and namaskar. I appreciate you have all taken out time from your busy schedule during this weekend.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you, Dinesh sir, for your valuable time. Thank you so much. Thanks, Venkatesh.
Thank you all. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dinesh sir. Thank you all the customers.
Thank you so much.